Oh.
Okay, so good morning. My name is Olga Gonzalez.
My name is Katherine Aguilar.
And our TED Talk is on the marginalization of the mentally disabled. Oh, first off, I would like to clarify the difference between mental disabilities and mental illnesses. Mental disabilities are something that you're born with, like autism, schizophrenia, Down syndrome, and they're often treated as baby-like people, less of a person, while people with mental illnesses are treated normal, like people feel sympathy for them, but they're not belittled as much. And mental illnesses are like anorexia, depression, bipolarism. So they're still treated normal, not as baby people, because they can still they're considered normal, but they have issues.
Okay, so this is a picture of a little girl that has Down syndrome. So my question is, how do you guys feel when you guys see this picture, and why? Can someone answer? Sure.
How do you feel when you see it? Anyone else?
Innocent.
Innocent? Okay, well, some people may say that they feel sad because they feel like she's not capable of doing normal things. And our whole purpose is to try to make you, all of you, think that they're normal just like you and they don't deserve to be belittled.
So as I researched the reactions towards the mentally disabled, I came across this article that talked about pity, in a sense that like nobody really realizes that like when you pity someone, it's kind of like you feeling superior to one. So it's like, oh, some people may look at this and like may not want to say that they feel sorry for her because she looks the way she does, but it's kind of like you unintentionally feel superior to them. So that was
Okay, so I came upon this this cartoon. This is society, and that's the mentally disabled. And it says, "We don't want you. You are sick, dangerous, threatening, acting like a criminal. We are not hurting the mentally disabled. They're crazy." So society outcasts them and like treats them as criminals when they aren't. They're guilty of no crime. They're innocent. And this is a picture of a mental institution. And throughout history, when families found out that their child or sibling had a mental disability, they would just send them off to an asylum, a mental institution. And them being in the mental institution outcasts them from society, so they're deprived of a normal life.
okay. So these are images of like mental hospitals in the early 20th centuries. So right here, you can tell how like awful it looks. And as like I came across this book called Miss Dalloway by Virginia Woolf, and in her story there's a main character, and his name is Septum, and his life is juxtaposed to a white girl like just privileged, and she doesn't have like worries. So his life is juxtaposed, and so when he goes to talk to a psychiatrist of like his problems, they're like basically like, oh, you have a mental problem, you need to go to an asylum. So while like they were dragging him to an asylum, he kind of just jumped out of the window and rather kill himself instead of actually entering an asylum. So throughout her whole book, she criticizes the treatment of the mentally disabled. And so like right here, you could tell why she criticizes it. Like nobody really would want to like spend their lives. Yeah. And so then, in comparison to now, like mental institutions, yeah, they look way better, but it's kind of like we're still outcasting them in society, but we're progressing to a better.
So the media also plays a huge role, and now in modern times, American Horror Story. I'm pretty sure you guys seen her, the actress Jamie Brewer. She's an actress, but okay, so you would see the mentally disabled in the media, but they're in the media as a mentally disabled person, not as a normal person. But Jamie Brewer, she's just a normal actress. She's not put in there for her mental disability. She's just acting. So the media is like kind of opening up, but not really, because you don't see that many people with mental disabilities who are actors and actresses. And then so we're gonna share our personal stories. I have 2 reasons that I chose this TED Talk. So one being that I have a cousin who has autism, and it takes him. He can't really have a normal conversation with someone. Like you talk to him and he like kind of can't respond to you. He says little words. It took him a while to get potty trained. So like we would have to change him in the restroom, And he's a big boy. He's like 7, and you would see them changing his diaper, and then people just like like pitying him. And also in middle school, there was a boy who was also autistic, and his hearing was sensitive, and whenever people would whistle, it would hurt him. And I would always see boys whistling, purposefully hurting him, and he would cry. So it just made me like really feel bad, and I feel like I should speak up for them.
Okay, so my story, why I chose this topic, was because my aunt is like, she works at as a behavioral therapist, and so she sees like all these little kids being like pushed away like from normal people in school, and then so they're just like outcasted in school, even like when they're small. So it's kind of like seeing like people grow up like isolated from people kind of just makes me like sad. So I kind of was like, oh, and then
So what you can do is you yourself not neglect people with mental disabilities, and also in the future when you guys have children, teach them not to treat people with mental disabilities wrong, because they're normal and they don't deserve to be treated as less of a person.
Yeah. So I feel like our solution is kind of just the same, because it's kind of based on like your perceptions of them. So it's like if you change, then like you could influence other people to change. But if you yourself are like depriving them from having a good life, people are gonna see that as like you're not doing anything bad, so I can too. So it's kind of just like don't treat people